I spent my childhood and adolescence as an introverted person. I never had friends and couldn't form friendships or acquaintances in real life. Until one day, I became interested in the concept of social skills. I started reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Talk to Anyone. And I was watching videos about social skills. But do you know what happened? Nothing. None of that helped me. And I never knew why. Until the day I started studying psychology and specialized in human behavior. That's when I realized that everything society tells us about social skills and all those pieces of advice we hear are just nonsense that doesn't help at all. I realized that the solution to my problem wasn't making eye contact or constantly repeating the name of the person I'm talking to. All these are superficial things that don't hold much value. The real problem was in my personality and the way I behaved. And I found out that having charisma and being liked by people is a very easy thing. So I promise you, if you watch this video until the end and apply what I'm going to tell you, people will become addicted to you. So welcome to the second episode of the Social Skills series, and let's talk about charisma. Charisma consists of 3 elements: presence, warmth, and power. And we'll try to understand each of these well, but it's necessary to apply them together. If the balance is disrupted, a problem will occur. We begin with the first one: presence. In 1886, in the UK, 2 people ran for elections. When the elections were nearing their end, they asked a journalist her opinion on the candidates. She said, "The first one makes me feel like he's the strongest person in the UK. The second one makes me feel like I am the strongest person in the UK." In the end, the person who won was the second one. So, the first rule we have here is this: you don't need to show your strength to have charisma. Instead, you need to make the other person feel strong. How will you do that? Through presence. Now, when you talk to someone, you have to focus on what they're saying. You have to be a good listener. This advice, you might hear it a lot. And you may continue hearing phrases like maintain eye contact, nod your head, smile, and so on. Look, I could now come and start telling you. You must make eye contact. You must keep asking questions. You must open your hands. You must keep smiling. We'll go through all this. But let me sum it up for you in one sentence. When you talk to someone who is speaking, don't think about what you will say. Listen to what they are saying. Don't think about what you'll say. Just listen. It's not important what happens after they finish talking. Just listen, because this is the biggest mistake people make. When someone is speaking, instead of listening, they keep thinking about what they should say. Should I ask something to seem interested? Number just listen, and that's it. Care about what they're saying. You might ask, how will he know I'm listening to him? He will feel it. How will he feel it? We'll answer this in the next part of the video about warmth. Just wait. But what I want to convey to you now is, when someone is talking to you, just listen. What you'll say afterward will come naturally. Now this may seem simple, but few people actually do it. And that's why, if you're sitting among people and someone is speaking, there's a high chance none of them are truly listening. So if you're the person who listens, this will make the speaker feel a connection. They'll start talking to you more than others. Without you noticing, you'll find everyone just wants to talk to you. Everyone wants to listen to you. Why? Because when you listen to someone, you give them value. And value is what people search for the most. That was the first aspect of presence. The second thing is, you have to be comfortable. This is important, and you need to remember it throughout your life. Whether you're sitting among people, sitting alone in a cafe, or talking with someone, you have to be comfortable. Your body language and everything about you should be relaxed. Again, the other person will unconsciously sense whether you're comfortable or not. If you're not comfortable, It gives the impression that you don't want to be with them. How to be comfortable? Quite simply, be at ease. Be spontaneous. I don't need to tell you again to sit up straight, open your legs, open your hands, laugh out loud. This isn't important. If you can convince yourself to be comfortable from the inside, it will reflect on the outside. What does it mean to be comfortable in the first place? Suppose you're sitting and you feel a sneeze coming. If you feel shy and try to suppress it, then you won't be comfortable. You need to be spontaneous. Understand that you have the right to be yourself, as long as you don't harm anyone else. That is, if you feel a sneeze coming, it doesn't matter who's next to you. Whether it's a man, a woman, your boss, people you don't know, just let it out. Sneeze with all your might. No one will mind. And even if they do, what's the problem? This is charisma. You're sitting comfortably. Do what you want, and no one will care. When you do what you like, those with you feel closer to you. Because, for example, when you're with your brother or your mother, how are you? You're comfortable, unconcerned, and spontaneous. Do the same with friends and other people. Sit comfortably, and this will make them feel closer to you. Moreover, they will also start behaving comfortably around you. You want to sneeze, laugh, say something, do what you want. Just don't harm anyone. And that's it. This was presence. You relax to make others relax with you, and you listen to the other person. Now let's move on to the second element of charisma. This is warmth, meaning kindness, gentleness, affection, love. So listen to me carefully here, because this is important. Being kind and compassionate doesn't mean you keep praising others and do whatever they ask you to do. Why? Because if you're being nice just to have charisma and be liked, that's called hypocrisy. That's why people don't like the nice guy, because he often doesn't act naturally. He's being fake. So how do you apply this second element? First, you have to understand, we humans don't communicate through words. Only 7% of communication depends on words. The remaining 93% depends on body language, feelings, and emotions. For example, one day you talk to someone who's sitting normally, speaking normally, but he just doesn't touch your heart, and you don't know why. The reason lies in his emotions. Let's say you don't like doctors. One day you talk to a doctor. You don't show him your dislike, you speak normally. But that negative energy, he will feel it. He won't like it, and you won't touch his heart. Without knowing why, he'll just say, I didn't like that person. Your feelings matter. So when you talk to someone, assume that they're a good person. Look at their good qualities. Of course, if you already know they're not a good person, then why impress them? But when you meet someone new or talk to a friend, feel admiration for them. Be enthusiastic. Feel like you genuinely want to hear them. This inner feeling will come out of you without you realizing, and it will reach them. You'll touch their heart, and they'll touch yours. Because as humans, we mirror emotions. If you're comfortable, they will be too. If you're angry, they'll become tense. If you want to be with them, they'll want to be with you. Always expect the good in others. Now the second point in warmth is the power of giving. You add value to a person's life by giving advice, but don't impose it. For example, you're with friends, and someone says, I want to rent a house. You know a website that lists houses. What do? Don't stay silent. Tell them. Give the information, but don't force it. Don't say, here, open the website, scroll through this, check that. Just send the link. And next time you meet them, don't ask, did you check it? If they want to, they will. You just share, and that's it. Giving is powerful. but only if done in the right way. Now the third point in warmth: acceptance, understanding, and honesty. Done positively. You're talking to someone. He says he likes football. You don't. Don't say, "I like football too," just to agree. One day he'll find out you lied. And if you keep agreeing with him about everything, he'll find you boring. So say, "I don't like football," but say it kindly. Don't start mocking it or saying it's a waste of time. Acceptance means he likes something, you don't, but you respect that. You understand, and you're honest. Your friend wears a hat. You like it. Say it. Praise must be sincere. If you don't like something he wore, say so. If your relationship allows that kind of honesty, share, but don't impose. That's true warmth. But presence and warmth without power won't make you charismatic. Now let's talk about power. I left this until the end because it needs its own discussion. To have inner strength, you need self-confidence and a strong personality. I already talked about this in a previous video. Go watch it after this one. But quickly, don't talk about yourself too much. Don't seek approval. Don't be afraid to confront. You have principles. Stand by them. For example, you don't drink. You're out with friends who do, and they say, "Have a drink." Just say no. That's it. Even if there's no logical reason, say, "No." That's your boundary. And if someone crosses a red line, stop them. Don't be afraid. Also, if something bought